All right, let's talk about a game that absolutely exploded onto the scene. A game of teamwork, betrayal, and straight-up lying to your friends, all set in the cold, dark void of space. Yep, we are diving deep into Among Us.
And when I say this game got big, I mean huge. Since 2020, we're talking over 100 million players. It wasn't just a game, it was a phenomenon, you know? It turned quiet friends into master detectives and, well, some surprisingly good liars, all with a game you could pick up in minutes.
So picture this. You're on a spaceship, just floating through the cosmos. But forget exploring new galaxies. This is basically a murder mystery party set among the stars. Your mission seems simple enough, but the stakes couldn't be higher because someone on your crew is not who they say they are.
And that gets us to the absolute heart of the game. Every time you play, you're secretly assigned one of two roles. You're either a crewmate just trying to do your job and keep the ship from falling apart, or you're the imposter, whose only goal is to cause chaos and, eliminate everyone else. So, which one are you going to be?
So what's the secret sauce? Why did this simple-looking game get so incredibly addictive and resonate with so many people all at once? Well, it all comes down to the kind of game it is. At its core, Among Us is a social deduction game. And what's so cool about that is that it's not about having the fastest reflexes. It's about psychology. It's a battle of wits where you're trying to read people, figure out who's telling the truth, and who's lying through their teeth. Trust is everything, and it's so fragile. Okay, let's get you briefed for your first mission. Before you hop into a game, you gotta know the basic rules. Let's break down exactly how you win, or how you lose.
The goals are actually pretty simple. If you're a crewmate, you have two ways to win. Either everybody finishes their little jobs and tasks around the ship, or you successfully figure out who the imposters are and vote them all out. Now, if you're an imposter, your job is to secretly take out crewmates and cause chaos until there's an equal number of you and them.
Now this is the heart of the game, the emergency meeting. The second someone finds a body or just slams that big red button in the middle of the map, everything stops. You're all pulled into a chat to debate. Where were you? Who did you see? Red's been acting kinda sus. This is where alibis are built, torn apart, and then everyone votes on who to literally throw out of the airlock.
And let me tell you, the pressure in these meetings is real. Your words are your only weapon. A good argument can save an innocent person, and a convincing lie can get your biggest accuser ejected into space. It all comes down to how well you can talk.
So, let's talk about being a crewmate. Your job isn't just about running around fixing wires. No. You're a detective. Your goal is to gather clues, figure out who the traitor is, and, most importantly, survive. You're basically juggling two jobs at once. First, you've got to actually do your tasks to help the team win. But at the same time, you have to keep your head on a swivel. Watch what other people are doing. Look for anything weird. And try to find someone you trust and stick with them, because wandering around alone is just asking for trouble. And probably your best tool as a crewmate is the map. Seriously. Knowing the layout helps you plan a safe route to get your tasks done without ending up in some dark, lonely corner of the ship. It also helps you keep tabs on who is where. Knowledge is power.
So what kind of suspicious stuff are we talking about? Well, look for the red flags. Is someone just standing next to a task panel but not actually doing anything? Are they moving weirdly, like maybe popping out of a vent? And in the meetings, do their stories just not add up? These are the little breadcrumbs that will lead you right to the imposter.
Okay, we've talked about being the hero. Now let's flip the script. Let's talk about being the villain of the space opera. The whole vibe changes when you're the saboteur. Welcome to the life of an imposter.
As an imposter, your mission is simple. Create absolute chaos. You don't have a task list. Your toolkit is sabotage, sneaking through vents, and the power of a really good lie. Your job is to blend in, pick your moments, and just tear the crew apart from the inside. Sabotage is your best friend here. It's all about creating strategic problems. Shutting off the lights? That's high risk, but it's perfect for a sneaky kill when no one can see. Starting a reactor meltdown or an O2 crisis? That forces everyone to split up and run to fix it, creating perfect opportunities. And hitting the comms? That's a great little trick to stop someone from calling an emergency meeting right after you've made your move.
But all that is just a distraction. Your real weapon is the lie. There's an art to it. A bad alibi is just, I was in electrical. A good alibi is, I was in electrical doing wires and I saw blue run past me heading towards storage. The more details you have, the more believable you sound.
Okay, so you get the roles, you get the rules. Now let's get into the good stuff. Here are some pro tips to take your game from amateur to absolute mastermind.
First, let's talk about what not to do. For crewmates, don't just throw out wild accusations. You need evidence. Say where you saw something. For imposters, don't get trigger happy. Be patient and strategic. And always have an alibi ready before you need it.
Ready for some next-level thinking? For crewmates, the buddy system is your friend. Travel in pairs. For imposters, use vents not just to escape, but to create confusion. Make them think, how could it be him? He was just on the other side of the map. And for everyone, watch how people vote. It reveals alliances and can totally expose an imposter trying to protect their partner.
So there you have it. The ship is waiting, the crew is getting ready, and your first game is about to start. The only question left is, are you going to be the one to find the truth, or are you going to be the one to hide it?